Are we expecting to see a Conor that looked like Nate this last fight? Or are we expecting to see a better Conor than someone that looked like Nate? Because Nate did not look good.
No, but Mike Perry did.
And
Mike Perry looked like a fucking murderer.
You know what I mean? Like
Mike Perry is a murderer.
He's a murderer.
And this
such a savage.
You take a look at that, and when you're taking an older fighter, which Nate is now, and you're
21. You're 5 fucking years ago, July. So it literally will be 6 years.
Yeah. But when you're
it'll be 5 years. It'll be 5 years.
When you're taking a younger fighter and putting them against the old dog, it normally doesn't end well for the old dog.
Well, the thing is about Max Holloway is like Max Holloway isn't that much younger than Conor.
He's not.
But the thing is, Max has been in constant high-level competition the entire time. Won the BMF fight, beat Dustin, like constant high-level competition.
That's right.
It's a different thing.
And I honestly believe him at 155 is the best thing for him.
Absolutely.
But he's not 155 in this fight.
This is 170.
But honestly, he might be better.
How'd you foresee that fight, that rematch with Conor McGregor?
It's going to be a tremendous fight. I think that we now get to see two guys that are adults, right? The first time they fought, they were children. Max was a kid, Conor was a kid. These guys are going to be grown men fighting in what will be... It's hard to think that an event will get bigger after this, but every time Conor McGregor is here, it's bigger and it's better. The sport's better with this man in the fight game, so I'm excited for that as I am excited about the fights.
Does Conor stand in the pocket with Max if it gets to the end of the fight and Max points down? Well, I think we're all basically saying that we don't think it's going to go to the 5 rounds. Like, what's the chance of this actually going 5 rounds?
If it does go all 5 and there's a point down in the last 10 seconds, I don't think Conor's going to be in physical shape to throw down with Max like that.
Yeah.
Because Max is still fast at the end of the fight, man.
Dude, is he fast and powerful?
Bro, I don't clinch people, especially the last 10 seconds of my retirement fight. I was like, dude, I'm not getting slept or getting hurt here in the last 10 seconds.
He's got a turbo.
I clinched.
He's so good there. Like, not only
his hand speed is good.
Like what he did with Gaethje, man.
That's still one of the craziest knockouts I've ever seen.
I don't want to.
Of course, bro.
He's going down. He knows what he's doing in there too. It's not just like a sloppy mess. He is technical in that chaos.
I was clinching, bro.
Yeah.
I was clinching. I would have never thought, like, leading up to that fight, the last 10 seconds of my career, me clinching, waiting for the bell. Like, come on, bro. Lil Wayne is in the front row. I'm clinching in front of Wayne.
He's got a turbo like none other. Like round 4 and 5.
I felt it.
That's why I'm such a big Max fan. And I think Conor's so limited in this fight because after like a certain moment, Max is like warm in the cage and the volume just goes up. Instead of dropping off, it's like he threw 50 punches the first round, 50 punches the second round, and then he just turns that shit up, man.
Yeah.
And it's not for show. That point down, that 10-second thing, like Max is really cut from that cloth. He's going to give you the opportunity if you can land a shot on him. He's going to open up, throw crazy.
Who wins, Conor McGregor or Max Holloway at UFC 329, July 11th?
Holloway.
Really?
It's going to be dangerous for Max early, though. Listen, me and Conor aren't exactly friendly. But what I'm saying is, so I'm not saying this from a perspective of we're friends and we're buddies. He was the 2-weight division champion. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he made all this money and all the rest of it. But the man's the most powerful tool.
Yeah.
And the guy that was there, all right, granted, it was a long time ago, 2016. But if the motivation's strong enough, he can come back and look really good. And yeah, he was flipping out at Max the other day in that interview.
Did you see that?
But he was playing the game. He was promoting the fight, hyping it up big time, and he looks good, like he looks like he's training and taking the camp seriously. And if he is doing that, I'm telling you.
But I think
Max is awesome on the feet, but Conor's got.
Are you leaning towards Max Holloway for that fight?
Yeah, he's already saying it.
No. That's not what I'm saying. And they, by the way, they both been out for quite a while.
Right.
Of course, Conor has been out for a longer period of time, and Conor, we know he has a lot of money, and we live on yacht. You see him on social media. However, this is only social media. Sometimes the reality is different, but I think it would be a great fight. I love both fighters. I love to watch them both. I'm a big fan of both, and I think if Conor can put himself back into the grind and be hungry into that hell zone that he has to see it in a way that my
Mystic Mac. We need Mystic Mac back, where he's just in.
Yeah. To see like he's in the tunnel, but the light is after the fight. It's I have to go through that journey in order to see the light. But I'm not gonna put myself in the light until I'm done with the fight. That's if he put himself into that zone, we're gonna have it.
Max is a durable fighter with great skill. Not on my level, however. I am a level above. In fact, multiple levels above.
How so?
Skill-wise, mental-wise, physical-wise. We're at 170 pounds. There's a few facets into this. Max has been a busy body in the game. In fact, he's the most time spent inside the octagon, 8.5 hours, which is a staggering amount of time. For me, I kind of look at that saying, it means you can't finish people, you know, so... However, he's never fought at 170 pounds. This is a 170-pound bout.
And you believe that you're levels above him, but what's something that you're watching out for? What is one of Max's strengths?
You know, if you're asking me what I have above him, speed, power, IQ, fitness, health, freshness.
Conor, that's
the moment fight fans have been waiting for is finally here. The matchup between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway has been made official. And let me tell you, the combat sports world has not stopped talking about it since the announcement dropped. Every single day, there is something new being added to the conversation. Whether it is a fresh prediction from a well-known personality, a retired fighter stepping forward to share their opinion, or fans going back and forth on social media trying to figure out who is going to walk away with the win when it is all said and done. This fight carries a lot of weight for both men involved. For Conor McGregor, this is about far more than just winning a fight. This is about proving something to the world. He has been away from the octagon for a long time, and during that absence, plenty of people have written him off. They say he has passed his prime, that the hunger is gone, and that the long layoff has taken too much from him. So the big question everyone is asking is this: can McGregor come back after all this time away and silence every single person who doubted him? Can he walk into that octagon and remind the world exactly why he became one of the most talked about fighters in the history of the sport? On the other side of this equation, you have Max Holloway, a man who has absolutely nothing to prove to anyone in terms of his ability and heart inside the cage, but who also has very personal reasons to want this win. Holloway and McGregor have history, and Max has been waiting for a long time to get another shot at settling the score. For him, this is not just about adding another victory to his record. This is about payback, and that kind of motivation can be a very powerful thing when two fighters step into the octagon together. What is making the build-up to this fight even more intense is the fact that both men have been very active in the media. The training videos are coming out regularly, the public statements are getting sharper, and the energy surrounding this whole matchup keeps building with every passing week. This fight is already electric before the first punch has even been thrown.
This McGregor-Holloway fight, UFC 329, who wins that, McGregor or Holloway?
Whoever loses is bad. It's just, Holloway can't lose to McGregor coming off the couch doing all the shit he's been doing. And McGregor can't afford another loss.
If McGregor loses this fight, is he done?
It depends how he loses.
Got it.
If it's like he gets steamrolled, it's just like, damn, dog.
Really?
It should probably...
hang it up?
Should probably call this one curtains.
I mean, I think he's talking about re-signing a whole fight deal and a bunch of new fights and the whole thing. I mean, we saw the needle he's moving with the tickets and how fast it sold out and what's going on there, right?
Yeah, but everyone's excited. Like, he's excited. He's got that fight feel energy right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then when you go in there and it don't go your way, and then you come home with all those bruises and headaches, maybe you start to reconsider. You know, it's not like he needs the money. This is more so he's doing it out of the passion and the love for the sport. He wants to show that he can.
Now, one of the most respected voices to weigh in on the topic of Conor McGregor's return is none other than Georges St-Pierre, the legendary former UFC champion, who is widely considered one of the greatest mixed martial artists to ever compete in the sport. GSP did not hold back when asked about his thoughts on McGregor stepping back into professional fighting after such a long time away from competition. St-Pierre made a point that really gets to the heart of what this comeback is all about. He said that, in his experience, one of the absolute hardest things a fighter can do in this sport is find a way to get back to the very top after they have already achieved everything. And when you think about it from that perspective, it makes a lot of sense. Conor McGregor is not a young, hungry kid scraping together money and fighting for survival anymore. He is a man who has achieved more than most fighters could ever dream of. The fame, the financial success, the endorsement deals, the global recognition, all of it is already his. He has built an empire outside of fighting. So the challenge, according to St-Pierre, is not really a physical one. It is a mental one. When a person already has everything they could possibly want in life, finding the motivation to wake up every single morning and push yourself through the kind of brutal, punishing training that elite combat sports demand becomes an entirely different kind of battle. The pain is real. The sacrifice is real. The grind is real. But the fire that used to drive you has to come from a completely different place than it did when you were chasing something you did not yet have. St-Pierre spoke from personal experience when he touched on this subject because he himself knows what it is like to be on top of the world and still have to find reasons to keep going. He emphasized that the suffering involved in preparing for a fight at this level is not something that gets any easier just because you have a bigger bank account or a more famous name. If anything, it becomes harder because your mind starts to ask whether all of this is still necessary.
It's hard to, we talk about fighters that try to make a comeback, something like Conor McGregor is gonna try to make a comeback. I think if he wants to be successful, because it's hard once you made it, you're a millionaire, you wake up in a nice bed, warm, to go back into a discomfort zone. But you need to be willing to do that. You need to be willing to go through an army of guys that are waiting for you in the gym to kick your ass. You need to go through that in order to prepare yourself the best you can for what the fight will be. And sometimes if you're wealthy, you're the boss, you decide of the condition on which you would be put into. I don't think it's the right way. The way I did it when I prepared for Michael Bisping, I was willing to put myself into hell in order. I was telling myself, if I survive this, and my coach, that was their responsibility to make me go through hell in order to prepare myself.
Now, before anyone starts to think that Georges St-Pierre was in any way questioning the talent or natural ability of Conor McGregor, let us be very clear about what he actually said. St-Pierre made it absolutely clear that, from a pure skill standpoint, McGregor is as gifted as they come. The ability, the technique, the striking precision, the timing, the boxing, all of that is undeniable. Nobody in their right mind is standing up and saying that Conor McGregor lacks talent. That has never been the debate. The real conversation, the one that St-Pierre was steering toward, is about something much deeper than talent. It is about surrender, and not surrender in the sense of giving up, but surrender in the sense of being willing to put yourself completely in the hands of the people around you, your coaches, your training partners, and your team. St-Pierre made the point that a fighter cannot run every single session on their own terms. You cannot always be the one controlling what happens in the gym. You have to be willing to be pushed beyond the point where you want to stop. You have to let your coaches put you in situations that are uncomfortable, situations that expose weaknesses, and situations that challenge you in ways that are unpredictable and difficult. This matters a great deal because actual fights are never predictable. The moment you step into the octagon, your opponent is going to make you face scenarios you did not plan for. That is just the nature of combat. So, if your training is always being done on your own terms, at your own comfort level, with you deciding when enough is enough, then you are not truly preparing yourself for the chaos that a real fight brings. St-Pierre's point was that the fighters who stay at the top for a long time, the ones who keep winning even after they have all the money and all the fame, are the ones who are still willing to be humble inside the gym. They are still willing to listen, to suffer, to be broken down, and to be built back up, even when life outside the gym is going perfectly well. That is the question being asked about McGregor right now, not whether he is skilled enough. Everyone already knows the answer to that. The question is whether he is mentally and emotionally in the right place to endure everything that a true, honest, fully committed training camp requires. If the answer to that question is yes, then Conor McGregor is going to be a very dangerous man on fight night.
He certainly has the skills to do it if he really wanted to. The question is just that he needs to put himself into that position, not be the boss. Let your coach be the boss, because when you fight, it's a very unpleasant environment. Like, you don't control nothing. There's a lot of stuff that happens. You try to control as much as the things that you can control, but there's a lot of stuff that you do not control. So you want to recreate that environment. But if you're trying to always control everything in your training the way you want, and not let your coaches do that for you to put you in hell, that's a problem, because it's not reality. Right. You need to prepare yourself for something that resembles as much as you can what you're gonna.
So, here we are with the fight book, the countdown beginning, and the whole combat sports community on edge, waiting to see how this plays out. There are two very compelling storylines colliding inside that Octagon on fight night. You have Conor McGregor on one side, carrying the weight of a long absence and the pressure of a comeback that millions of people are watching closely. A man who wants to prove that his best days are not behind him, that the fire still burns, and that the doubters are going to be left with nothing to say once the final horn sounds. And then you have Max Holloway on the other side, a fighter who has continued to grow and evolve throughout his career, who is battle-tested, sharp, and motivated in his own right. Max is not the kind of man who is going to be intimidated by the spotlight or by the noise surrounding McGregor's return. He has been through wars inside the cage and has come out the other side every time. He has his own reasons for wanting this win, and those reasons are deeply personal. This fight has all the ingredients of something truly memorable. Big names, real history between the two men, genuine stakes, and a fan base that is passionately divided right down the middle. So now it is your turn to weigh in. Who do you believe walks out of this fight with the victory? Is McGregor going to prove that the comeback is real and silence every critic who counted him out? Or is Max Holloway going to show the world that he is still operating at the very highest level and deliver the kind of performance that puts this debate to rest once and for all? Drop your prediction down in the comments section below and let the community know exactly where you stand on this one. And if you found this breakdown helpful and entertaining, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update, and make sure notifications are turned on because there is a lot more UFC content on the way. We are just getting started.